before this video starts, I'm gonna apologize. My neighbor's dog, I think, is home alone and he's pissed as fuck. And all he's doing is loudly barking. I'm gonna try to edit it out as much as possible and cut. So if like there's weird cuts in the video, it's because I'm trying to edit it out. He is like right on the other side of the wall that connects the two apartments. And he's so loud. I think you can probably hear him in the video. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try to keep it out as much as possible. But if you hear like weird background noise, if you're watching with headphones, that is the strange noise in the background. Is this dog losing his mind? Hello, Friendzies. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the channel in April from March. I'm pre-filming. The dog is barking and I'm pre-filming. I'm trying to get out of the habit of editing the night before a video is meant to go up and then stressing about it and then sometimes having like technical issues and not being able to post the video it's the day it's supposed to go up. So we're trying this. I have like ideas for, months ahead, so I may as well just film them, right? So welcome back to judging me based off of my biases. I was thinking about making this video again because, there's been more casual groups that I've been listening to, and I think the ones I'm going to talk about today are very interesting because they're very different. Not very different, but they're a bit different than the ones I talked about before. So the rules here of judging me based off of my bias: no low-hanging fruit. I want to see funny comments. I want to see the hilarious judgments, but no low-hanging fruit. The joke from last video was that like the daddy issues, right? Because a lot of the idols that I bias and tend to gravitate towards, especially in like boy groups, are usually like the leaders, right? So the daddy issues joke, and that's low-hanging fruit because that's obvious. I've talked about my daddy issues before. I made a whole video about it, right? So no low-hanging fruit, and don't be fucking mean. I want to hear funny roasts in the comments, but I don't want to hear anybody being mean, okay? You're not allowed to be fucking rude. I know a lot of people want to be after that video I made last month. And a lot of, pretty much everybody I'm going to be talking about today, it's all like casual listening. I'm not like overly invested. I'm not you can't even see my K-pop shelf in this, but I'm not actively collecting any of them. I was collecting some of them and then decided to stop for the sake of my wallet. But it's everybody that I casually listen to. And there's about 3 hype groups that I'm going to be talking about today. They are groups that I was listening to before I knew about the Hive boycott, and I did know about the Hive boycott a little bit later. I said this in the last time I talked about my biases. It was like a bit later, already into the boycott, that I knew about it. I don't listen to anything. I'm not streaming anything currently. If I'm listening to anything, it's like the bootleg, the privated versions, you know what I mean? It's like the YouTube videos where it's like the color-coded lyrics. Like it's not the official videos or the official things that I'm listening to, or I guess it's not streaming if it's on YouTube, but you know what I mean. And I don't own any albums. I don't own any photo cards. I was gonna say any photo cards I might have were bought secondhand. Anyway, couple groups I want to talk about today. And I think I see a very specific pattern in this edition of this video. Sorry, we're already 5 minutes in and I still haven't gotten to it, but I also want to say one more thing. I did see the other day that somebody on like one of those like confessions pages where things are like sent in anonymously and then like the posts are just put up, somebody say they do think it's weird when like older people collect photo cards of minors in K-pop, like and 18 and under. And I would say even like 18, because I consider that a minor. Technically it's an adult, but I consider it a minor. Somebody, in that said they do see it weird as like somebody like at 30 plus, so I'm 30, collecting photo cards of minors because like that's weird. And part of me agrees with that because yes, a lot of people that I bias and a lot of people that I collect, I do find attractive. And in the like silly, goofy, like K-pop Delulu way, I'm like, oh my God, I could pull them, no problem. But that's all of the idols that I actively collect. But part of me also, I also don't I understand, but I don't understand because part of me is like, well, just because I'm collecting somebody's card doesn't mean I'm attracted to them. I feel like collecting photo cards of idols that are younger than you, which, like, can we just be realistic and know that that's most of the industry and has been most of the industry for the entire time? The whole thing about, like, I miss when they used to debut adults. They weren't adults. They were still underage or they were freshly 18. That's not an adult, okay? But I see, like, on one hand, I definitely get it. Like, I do think it's, like, kind of weird. But on the other, because, like, so many, like, fucking, is it the kid from In Hyphen? I don't remember which one. He was like 14 when he debuted, and people were like weird and gross about him. Like, grown women are like, oh my God, I love him. He's so sexy. Like, that's weird. But at the same time, for me, because pretty much all of the idols I'm talking about today are younger than me because that is just the state of K-pop. Most entertainment in the world, but the state of K-pop. I see it as like if I had any of their photo cards, which I currently don't, but if I had any of their photo cards, to me, it would be like, look at my kid's picture in my wallet. The point of this one too, this edition of this video was me basically going to say all of the idols that I'm talking about, I feel very maternal over. I feel very maternal over. So let me just get into it because we're already 8 minutes into this video. So let me talk about my biases from these groups, and you can judge me off of them, and I'm also coming to the conclusion that I'm very maternal over them. So I'm gonna go over P1 Harmony because the day that I'm filming this, they just had their most recent comeback. So P1 Harmony, my biases are Keho because I'm gay. Being a Keho bias and being gay, hand in hand, just like moms that listen to 80s music and their gay children, hand in hand. I'm gay, and then Intalk. And Intalk, I like the way I feel about P1 Harmony, because again, they're younger than me, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I find them attractive. Just because aesthetically they are good looking people doesn't mean I'm like, oh, I'm into them. I'm not that way. Their type of the music that they make and like the way they go about interviews and just like who they are and how they display themselves as idols, I very much find myself with like the audio in my head is that Vine of like, oh, fuck it up, Kenneth. Like, Kenneth's going to school. Fuck it up, Kenneth. That's how I feel about P1 Harmony. I love them so much. I think Intalk is like a sleeper cell, hilarious person. And I think Keho is absolutely hilarious. And Keho's like also down with it. Keho is anti-AI. I love him. I think they're fucking great. I think he's so funny. I think he's a very good leader. I think he takes very good care of the boys. And again, I think Intalk is like sleeper cell hilarious. He's adorable. And they make me so proud. Anytime I see anything that they're doing, I'm very proud of them. I'm going to be talking about NMIX. And I mentioned who my NMIX biases were in my January collective haul because I got the Blue Valentine album. And I did say in the last video of this that JYPE as a company that puts out groups, like the groups within JYPE are powerhouses and I love them. I am not a company stan and I never will be. You will never catch me standing a company. Corporations are evil. Okay? But most of the groups that come out of JYPE are fucking phenomenal. I haven't listened to all of them. I haven't investigated all of them, but we know I'm a Stray Kids bias. We know I'm a Twice bias. And I'm also an NMIX bias. And Haewon, that should be a no fucking brainer. Of course I stan Haewon. She is hilarious. She is the funniest fucking person alive. She's the meme queen. I feel an affinity with her. She's fantastic. Bae? Something about Bae. I can like a lot of things I can like pinpoint, like this made me realize that this idol is my bias. I don't know what it is about Bae. I don't know what it is. I think she's incredible. I think aesthetically she's gorgeous and I just think she's incredible. Same with Kyujin. That's baby. That's my baby. I love her. Again, very maternal towards her. Same thing with Iso from IVE. She's my Alt bias and Ive. Iso is my baby. I think she's so darling, and I think there's an image of Ive of like when everybody was doing the edits to Mean Girls from Cat's Eye, Ive is always put as like the even the Mean Girls thing, which I think there is the image of them. And I do agree. I feel like sometimes like the vibes they give off in some like, oh, what was the video? Iso did dance challenges with Seonghwa and she did dance challenges with Chanbin. God, at this point, months ago, last year, I honestly don't remember, but I find her absolutely adorable. She's like a little doll. Okay? She's like a little doll. I also bias Wonyoung, and she is in like the maknae line of Ive. I felt indifferent towards Wonyoung when I first kind of got into Ive. I was like, okay, whatever. Like, she's not really standing out to me. But the thing is, she is a beautiful girl who debuted at 14, mind you, and looked like she still had fucking baby teeth in her mouth, and has been like just excelling at being an idol this entire time. The like what the industry wants an idol to be, she has been that. For better and for worse, she has been that. And for worse, I mean specifically like when she looks, you know what, I'm gonna say it, like, I'm not accusing her of having an eating disorder, but when she looks eating disorder chic, that's like for the worst part, I mean, of like the ideal idol. I genuinely think she's like an ideal idol. The image that people have in their heads, the images that K-pop companies have in their head, I think she's an ideal idol. And you know what? She's another beautiful woman who is getting shit done and people don't like her. I know a lot of you don't like me after the video I made last month about being skinny phobic, and you know what? I feel an affinity with her. I get her. I understand her. She's another beautiful woman that people hate to see succeed. Because I was talking about this with Megan when we were hanging out recently about my bias and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, and I love Wonyoung, like she's so beautiful and people really don't like her, and Megan's like, oh, why? And I was trying to explain why I see on the internet why people don't like her, and she's like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. And I'm like, literally, people dislike her because she's beautiful. Okay? I don't know her. I don't know if she's like an evil, rotten person secretly behind the scenes to her members. I don't know her. What I do know of her, I just think, again, she's a beautiful woman that is getting hate because she's a beautiful woman. Relatable. I get it. I feel that. And also my other bias from Ive is Ray. I do really like Ray. I think Ray is very cutesy. I think everything about Ray that is like given to us, like visually and everything, and like her behind the scenes things and the way she's usually styled in videos, she is like a style icon for me. I've talked about this before. I don't remember if I've said it on the channel, but if things were more accessible for me price-wise and size-wise, I would be dressing Lolita fashion pretty much all of the time. I don't know how much of it like comes out in my day-to-day style with the things I do have access to, my little cat in a mug, but I would be dressing in like Lolita styles and a lot of the styles that Ray dresses as. Her outfit in the Rebel Heart music video, I think about it every day. And the way she's styled for concept pictures and just like for music videos and albums, I'm obsessed with her. She always draws my eye. I love Ray. Now is the thing where I'm going to get into the Hybe groups. And again, I'm not actively streaming. I have not bought any of these albums, but there is, you know, content to consume through TikTok and through YouTube, like compilation videos, because I'm not doing anything directly from the source. And I know that I don't fully understand it. I'm going to say that ahead of time. I don't fully understand it, and I haven't fully done the research into understanding it better. But Islet, I know there's some beef with New Jeans or something, or somebody has beef with Islet. I don't know. Islet, Minju, and Wonhee, I hope I said her name correctly, both of them, obsessed with them. The Cherish My Love song, again, I've listened to it and listened to the like the color-coded lyric videos. Minju's vocal tone, I'm obsessed with. I think she's incredible. I think she's beautiful. I've seen the concept photos from that music video and she's stunning. I think she's great. I love that their fucking concept is like backrooms dream core. I'm obsessed with that. I'm so into that. And I think their just like discography from what I've heard is great, and it honestly is like right up my alley because it does have the very like cutesy bubblegum like girly pop K-pop sound, but at the same time it does have kind of those like sinister, not beats, but I hope you get what I'm saying. Like anybody that like understands Islet's concept, you'll get what I'm saying. And Wonhee kind of jumped at me because I'd seen a bit about Islet and I was like, oh, I really like Minju. Like the other girls are like all really great. I really like them, but I think if I had a bias, you know, it would just be Minju. But then I saw a video, it was like through TikTok, I saw a video of them, it must have been like one of their little, you know, content things of Wonhee spending all of her money on like calico critters, Sylvanian families, and like keychains and stuff. And I was like, that's me. That's my daughter. She got that from me. And I think she's absolutely fantastic. I just really love both of them. Again, these videos more turn into me like singing the praises of these idols because I think they deserve it, especially because all of them are young. Again, I'm very maternal towards all of them. They're so young and I feel like they deserve it because I feel like any tiny thing that goes wrong within their company, they're immediately blamed for it. You know what I mean? Now, New Jeans, I only have one bias. Cat's Eye, I have three, but Honey and Manal are my we need a union girly pops. I love both of them so much. Manal especially because she is another black woman in K-pop that is being mistreated just in general, but especially by the industry. I talked about Fatu last time, and especially since that last video and everything, in the year of 2026, especially 2025, but it came more on my radar. Feel like I haven't seen or heard from Fatu in too long, and the day that I'm filming this, again, is in March, so everything that's going on with Manal, I'm not like 100% sure of. There hasn't been a lot of news since she's gone on her hiatus. I know they performed a Coachella, not the Coachella in the United States. I say the just because that's the only one I knew of. I didn't know that they did them in other countries, which feels dumb that I didn't know that. But regardless, I know that they did at least one performance without her. I haven't seen a lot of what people think about that. I saw one video, but otherwise I haven't seen too much of it. It hasn't been on my algorithm as much. Manon and Honey, top two biases. I mean, well, from like those groups, from New Jeans, and then my top bias from Cat's Eye. They are my we need a union girls. My mom was a union president at her library for about 10 years. And while I could do much more to learn about unions and educate myself much more, I do know a bit. A lot of the managers at my old job really didn't fucking like me because I was that person that would go, huh, that's really interesting that this is going on. Has anybody else noticed that this company doesn't have a union? Like, I was that girl because I knew enough that when certain things would pop up, I'd be like, that's a union problem. Oop, that's a union problem. We need representatives to make grievances because this is a union problem. They are my we need a union girls. And I love them both so much. And all I want to fucking do is protect them. I want to take care of them. I know Manon is in her 20s. I don't remember exactly how old she is, but I know Honey is young. I know Daniela is the one that has been removed from the group, but Honey is the one that, as far as I know, was the main one that did a lot of the speaking at the courts and did a lot of the like kind of front facing, like, we're not dealing with this. I think at the end of the day, whatever your opinions are about specifically Honey, I think at the end of the day, she is a young girl who was in an industry that is not kind to young people, to minors, especially young women. And again, this is not me specifically making commentary on the idol industry. I'm from the United States. We have a lot of fucking problems in our entertainment industry. I'm not targeting the K-pop industry, even though people with more knowledge should do it, but I don't have as much knowledge for me to feel comfortable doing it. But I think she is a young girl who is doing the best that she fucking can. And I think that all the stuff with the court, when people first had like opinions on her and being like, well, she's a spoiled brat, blah, blah, blah. Again, I'm not like super knowledgeable about the whole situation, but I think Honey is doing what she thinks is right, and she's a teenager. And if things she's doing isn't right, or there's better ways to go about it, I think she's doing the best that she fucking can. Teenagers get so much shit all of the time from everybody, and it's not fair. Do some of us deserve it? Yes. When I look back at my teenage self, I'm like, holy fuck, people should have been meaner to me. But I thought people were very mean to me. And you know what? They were. Society as a whole fucking hates teenagers. They really hate kids, but they especially hate teenagers. So I am defending Honey. Unless she did something especially egregious and harmful and terrible, I'm defending her, because you know who did do shitty, terrible things? The adults involved. And I don't know, again, I'm going to just say this. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to save it for another video that's coming up in April. I'm going to save it for another video because we can talk about it then. I'll do a little more research too and have a little bit more knowledgeable things to say. Also in Cat's Eye, Manon, I love you. I hope you know. If you ever see this video, I don't know why you would. Please know that I love you, and whatever you're doing to take care of yourself is the correct choice. It is definitely the correct choice. Your company can get fucked. And I hope that everything you want works out for you. I love you. I'm defending you. Again, I don't remember how old she is off the top of my head, but I know that I'm older than her, and I would fight for her. Again, one of the only other women, I think she is the only other black K-pop idol, at least the only other black K-pop idol that's a woman. I'm defending her. I'm rooting for everybody black. Okay? And then my other biases in Cat's Eye, just to tack on really quick, are Megan and Yoonchae. I love both of them so much. You know what really secured it to me for Yoonchae was the behind the scenes clip, because everybody adds this in edits. The behind the scenes clip from the Gabriella music video where Megan's like talking and being silly, and then it cuts to Yoonchae and she goes, I'm gonna break her nose. And then she goes, not actually. Oh, and the video where are they like making sandwiches or whatever? And she like trips on something and no one's paying attention to her, and she looks up and she goes, I almost died. And then suddenly everybody looks at her. I'm obsessed with her. That's baby. I love her so much. That is my daughter. I'm protecting her. And Megan spells her name the same way that my best friend spells her name, and is the funniest fucking person alive. Again, all of them make me laugh. All of them are my children. I love them so much. All of these idols, unless, again, they ever do anything egregious, harmful, terrible, disgusting, I'm defending them, because most of them are young. Most of them are teenagers or young adults. I was a young adult in a bad job that I didn't like, that treated me poorly. And even if they do really like their jobs, because being an idol is a fucking job, even if they do like their jobs, they're not being treated well all of the time. That's just a fact of life. And that is a fact of the K-pop industry. And if they want to be there and they want to make music and they want to be idols, I fully fucking support them. But I'm also going to be aware of when the idols that I like are being mistreated. Just like I'm aware when my friends are being mistreated, when other people in the world are being mistreated, because we're all people, we're all humans, and we all deserve respect, right? I love all of these idols. Again, I know most of them are younger than me. I don't actively collect any of their photo cards, but again, if I did, I would be viewing it as like, look at my kid in my wallet. I'm so proud of them. Did you know they won a day song? Like things like that. And again, I understand what that anonymous person was saying of like, they do find it kind of creepy. I think it is creepy when it's weird, creepy people. Again, I think, it's Ricky from ZB1. It's Nikki from ENHYPEN. Also, I'm so sorry for mentioning ENHYPEN. Again, as the day I'm filming this, the news is very fresh and new. The fucking dog is agreeing with me because he's barking again. But any engines, is that who you are? Any engines here, I'm sorry. Especially because it's HYBE. And HYBE can get fucked. So I'm sending you guys love. I hope you're okay. Sorry, the band-aid's so ugly. But I'm sending you love. I hope you guys are okay. But when Nicki was like 14, wasn't he, when he debuted? And people were so, like, grown women were like weird and fucking gross about it. I think as long as you're not a gross fucking pervert, I don't necessarily see the problem with collecting photo cards of idols that are younger than you. That's not what we came here to talk about. I should have left that for the other video that I'm going to be doing. I should have saved that for that video. But regardless, 26 minutes later, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. And again, the rules for roasting me in the comments. No low-hanging fruit, and don't be fucking mean. If you're gonna make a joke, be nice about it, but make it funny and don't make it obvious. I don't know what the obvious joke is for this video. Like I said, I know last video it was the daddy issues. What's the obvious one? That I'm gay, so I want to call myself mother. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.